have you know that I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again. Look who I'm wearing. Joy V. Shannon, thank you for joining me too, friends. Day 407. 704. I'm dyslexic. So many dyslexies.
I'm dyslexic.
I'm so dyslexic. I'm actually AMS, like actually. I have the paperwork to confirm that I am in fact dyslexic. Read is hard for me. I'm happy that I can words at all. Get better and gooder at it. Joy B, chat. Thank you, friends, for sending each other love, right? Just taking a moment to be like, hey, I see you. How do numbers work again? If you figure it out, Joy B, I'll be happy. I'm not sure if numbers are real. I'm tripping up more and more, even though I've been doing this for 704 days. It feels like I'm more of a newbie now than I used to be, which is mildly concerning. And maybe I can remind myself of today's stream topic that what we're supposed to be doing is surrendering deeply. Uncle Becky inspired. Surrendering deeply and having an 11 out of 10 for enthusiasm. Do I have enthusiasm?
Yeah, sure.
Sick. I didn't even miss a beat in that one. Now I believe him. Usually the yeah, sure, I doubt about, but enthusiasm. Together, annoyingly, yes, like I feel like Christian is like boot camp for the world, where since I continue to not kill him, I'm becoming stronger and stronger. But unfortunately, so is he. So I have to get stronger again as well. But then he gets stronger, and then I. Hi, Vendera. Thank you for the Ryan for saying hi too. How are you doing, dear friend? Tell me, Lindsay, Lindsay, Lindsay Miles. Goodness, how long has it been? I see you and I send you love. Have you been surrendering? What have you been surrendering to? Let us know. What have I been surrendering to? I've been surrendering to the system when it comes to what I'm supposed to be doing, I've been getting paperwork so I can go and I already applied. I'm gonna go and have an interview done this Wednesday. Find out whether or not they're gonna allow me into your country. And I've been surrendering. I feel like reluctantly so. Like I'm having my ass beat and I have to surrender type of surrendering. Like please. Oh please I surrender, please. But the surrender, the type of surrender that I want to bring into our minds today is more the surrendering of, I let you take the wheel, right? I believe, I trust, maybe surrender and trust. Ooh. I'm tripping out about all of the people that might have surrendered in trust and then had their trust violated. I feel, fortunately, the thing we're surrendering to isn't a someone as much as it is what is, right? Trust that what is should be and surrender in that way to it, right? Might be hard, especially if you get bad news. I'm trying to already school myself if I get any bad news. Like, actually, this is also good. It's been so long, sending love. I have been suffering job loss and picking myself back up. Yes, come here. We love you, Lindsay. I'm coming, Lindsay. I already have tickets. I'm coming. I have to because my tickets are bought, right? That's the only way. I'm definitely coming. No exceptions. Thank you for your invitation as well. So how do they determine if they can come and when? This Wednesday, I have an interview where they basically assume, this is well known, they assume you have intent to never leave their country. Like you're guilty of never wanting to leave their country. And then you have to go about proving that you do in fact want to leave. Ventura! Thank you. Thank you dearly. I can bring you close and hug me. Thank you so much for wishing me luck. I need all of it, right? Please, if you have any luck in your closets, in your under your bed, tucked away, get some luck out for me. Why are you looking at me like that, Christian? I'm imagining people like experiencing life, right? And then being lucky or not. I for the longest time believed that I was in fact not lucky. Until this one moment where I won Need for Speed 2 at like a mall thing. I had to like guess something or say some sort of answer right, and I got a copy of Need for Speed 2. No, no, Meet Most Wanted 2. Need for Speed Most Wanted 2. That game was so good. And I couldn't, even though that happened like, oh goodness, 14 years, no, more than 14 years ago. I've never been able to call myself unlucky again because and God knew it was me. God freaking it was me. Thank you, Red, for sending even more good luck. I appreciate you. Thank you, Joy V. Endura so sweet. It really is. Love you, dear friend. Need for Speed 2. Yes, Joy V. Yes. It was like my little child mind. Like I went to like usually. Let me give you some fractals, right? So as a kid, I really liked things. Surprise, surprise. And my dad really despised buying me things, or at least that's the way it seemed. Right? I understand that he just believed that I don't need things, which I guess I now understand in more detail. But as a child, you really want things. So I liked going to malls. Do they call them malls in America? I guess they do, right? Shopping centers, malls, yeah, malls. And I would love looking at pieces of technology, right? Games, the newest laptops, consoles, controllers, televisions, cameras. I was so enthralled and fascinated with that world. But of course, I couldn't get any of it. And then I went through this whole day of like basically debating myself. And then we walked past this little event that's happening, right? And there's like a TV and controllers, and there's people playing FIFA against each other for some sort of other prize. And then there's like questions being asked, and then you can win prizes if you answer the questions correctly. And it's like game theory type of stuff. And then, they're like, anyone wants to try? And I'm like, as a 9-year-old, I'm like, yeah, gang, gang, sign me up. And then I answer the question right. And I get this game, right? And I get to leave this mall with something instead of nothing. And I'm like, oh. And then I go back home and I install Need for Speed Most Wanted 2. And I play that game until 6 a.m. You could make your own cars. You could put new spoilers, new bodywork, new stickers, new sprays and paint jobs and rims. And you could go and race people. You could put neon lights underneath your car to make them look really sick. That's such a cool. Oh goodness. I love that. I love that stuff so much. Oh man. It's not the games, right? It's because I was a kid. I wish I still enjoyed playing games as much as I did back then. It's nice to have you here too, here, Shan. Of course, we call them malls. Like, you call things differently sometimes in America. I'm learning. Lighting, my pilot light was not successful. I feel confused. I feel like it's one of those things you have to keep trying to do until it's done, right? What happened, Shan? Oh yes, lots of malls, although internet shopping is decreasing their popularity. Good. Is that bad? And I think that's a good thing. Do you think that's a bad thing? The fact that internet shopping is becoming more unanimous than going to malls?
Moles are, I don't know.
Malls to me are churches in worship of capitalism.
Well put.
Mm. Right? And as a kid, I was very much worshiping capitalism. But I definitely have pivoted. And I feel the internet. You know what? You know, like, so let me give you the fractal I was going through today. If I was watching this video on basically greed, essentially, and there was this depiction of a bunch of people during some sort of Black Friday event, frankly trying to get TVs. You know, like really frantically trying to get the TVs. And I just thought to myself that all of what I'm seeing right now can be mitigated by just making those deals available to people online and then having them pay for it and then keeping that stock in the back of the store, right? Having people come and fetch it on their own time instead of actually having to trample one another. And I was like being faced with the opportunity to deeply surrender, if you will, to this weird space we're heading into right now. There is going to be a shift in what we think is important. And I hope, I pray, I show up for this understanding that people are more important than anything, right? More important than any product, more important than any cool toy, any experience, any food, any etc. People are what's most important. Yesterday we had some cool chats during the Sangha, and we were kind of like diving into this idealized dream we have for our future and what we would like our cities, our communities to look like. And I called myself, or what I would like to be is a techno hippie, you know, highly technologically integrated, but at the same time following the principles of being a hippie, you know, being fun-loving, yogaing, taking care of my mental health, because we can keep getting better at technology, but if we don't get better at being happy, then what's the point? Seriously. So I'm surrendering to that as well. Surrendering to being happy. Surrendering to a new way of being, maybe. A new way of being. Intentions. I see flowers. A new way of being. Is that intimidating?
Nope.
No. I feel like maybe it would be more intimidating if you understood what I'm looking at right now in my mind. Because a new way of being can be as extreme as you no longer eat food and you don't have a body. You just are consciousness. That extreme might be a little bit more intimidating. I don't know if I'm there just yet. I'm gonna try and be lovingly, be grateful, try and surrender more. That's a hard one for me. Do I surrender, Christian?
No.
Never. I don't surrender, and I wish I knew how to.
That's probably going to be a big challenge for you one day.
And yeah, it already is. How do I surrender more elegantly?
Eleganto.
Elegante. Elegance. Elegance. It's a word that Christian used to describe what he would like his ideal partner to be. Elegant. And it resonates with me. There is beauty. Excuse me.
Sus.
There is beauty in elegance. And the sneeze probably isn't. Is there beauty in sneezing? Maybe there's one person out there in the world that really in detail pays attention to how people sneeze. How they have the workout, how they pull their face, how they direct the sneeze. Someone finds beauty in sneezes too. Mm. Ah. But they're all dying because no one goes to malls anymore. Good.
Good.
Good. Get wrecked malls. Get converted into
Suffer malls.
living places. They can right now, dude. There are enough abandoned malls in the world to house every person on earth. How about that? How about that, capitalisms? House people, dude. Use your churches of capitalism to become churches of the people again. The delivery man tried to help but couldn't get it. I was successful getting my water heater going though. Fantastic. At least you get to shower hot. Sounds good already. Lindsay says, so where are you streaming from? It's been a while. Still South Africa. Lindsay, still South Africa. Look at all these people. Shanner's enjoying Linz and Bandira and Ryan and Sam and Mel. And Christian. Jovan, he's here too. Sending you love. He's been asking about you, like, is Jovan okay? Why is Jovan so quiet? I'm like, Jovan's just vibing, you know. Jovan is just being God right now. I have a whole full plate. Why is your water heater at Pilots of Shan? Propane ran out again. I should probably gonna let you know as well. There we go. Thank you for letting us know, Shan. Thanks, Jovan. It's been a hot minute. It has. Good and bad. You can get something today at a store, but Amazon tomorrow for cheaper. Hard to say. For me, I think about the initial cost of investment, right? Like Amazon is taking a loss to do stuff like that. But then eventually it's going to hopefully save us on emissions as well. Amazon is pivoting towards electric cars. They actually had a whole electric van designed specifically for them. So hopefully over the next 10 years, our deliveries will be completely carbon neutral as well. That would be fantastic. I would really appreciate that. Who needs tears? Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining us, friend. Lens, it has. It's great to see you here on the YouTubes. Hope you've been well. Thank you for the love, Jovan. I'm grateful for much more prompt delivery though. Instead of waiting a week like last time, you manifested this time, Shannon. I watched you be like, it's gonna happen, right? Last time you were like, oh, I hope it's gonna happen. Maybe it's gonna happen, and then they were like, nah. And then this time you were like, it's done. And then they literally in minutes. Just think about this, friend. Shannon was like, oh yeah, propane is done. I ordered it. It's gonna come soon. Minutes. Minutes passed. Just actual minutes, not hours, not halves of hours. Minutes. They're like, away. Let's propane you. Thanks. Hanging in there. Keep hanging in there. Lindsay, we're always here in this moment. Remember that as well, right? Like if you ever feel like you're lost, like overwhelmed, just think all of my friends are in this moment as well. Probably being overwhelmed in some different way. My mom and I have a tradition to go thrifting on Black Friday. This year's thrifting was awesome. Joy V, you can't say stuff like that to me because instantly my mind wants to see your haul. It wants to be like, show me your treasure. I want to see your treasure. What are you looking at me like that for, dude? What are you looking at me like that? Stop being weird.
So offended so quickly.
Stop. Like, you should see your face. Oh, if someone looks at you like, you'll be offended as well. Oh, we're now. Disgust. Disgust is actually the facial recognition that we disdain the most. We didn't mind being angry at, like, angry at you. But if I disgust, your brain is like, why am I disgusting? Don't look at me like I'm disgusting. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Do you have secondhand stores in South Africa? We do. We do. I've actually bought clothing from a secondhand store. I have done that, but it's still basically just as expensive. Professor Goo. I mean, my stream ratio is a little bit busted, but it can be like a showcase for my clothing. Yes, I am in fact an anonymous, flamboyantly dressing. I'm tripping myself out. It's loving to have you here at the Bay. Me and Uncle Becky were talking about you no more than an hour and a half ago, dude. Thank you for manifesting a bed into Uncle Becky's world. He is sleeping. Well, thank you for the 1,000 likes. I appreciate the vibes, dude. How are you doing, Professor Goo? Let us know. Can you hear me fine? I hope so. I do hope so. I've been trying to use this audio booster, but I don't know if it's working. Never say die. There we go. Please. Thank you for the blessings as well. Hello, divine friends from the mountains of North Carolina. Steve Marley. Steve Marley. Is that a merman? Is that a merman? Is that merman? That might be merman. I think that's merman. Is that a merfriend? Yeah, Jovan knows as well. Oh yes, yeah, that's a merman. I'm seeing. Goodness, Christian wants to marry Jovan. Yes, Christian does want to marry Jovan. Christian, to love to you. I'm anticipating a shift in energy soon. Today's my last day of college. Today is Jovan's last day of college, and Joy Vive is like, you want to marry? And you know what the best part is? I probably shouldn't share this. He's telling me not to. You threw me under the bus like literally a week ago, so I'm gonna be throwing him under the bus a little bit. He's been like, I want to marry Jovan, and I'm like, bro.
He's a filthy liar.
Bro, it's too
He's
late.
a filthy liar. Liar.
Yeah, I'm the one that's lying. Yes,
Liar.
I'm so lying right now.
Liar.
What's the quality you most want in a partner, Mel? The quality I want most in a partner is kindness. Kindness, Joy V. Extreme kindness. And alongside the kindness, I think maybe gratitude or appreciation is very big to me. When you're here too, it was my utmost pleasure to bring that bet into the Haywire Hill world. I'm great, and we can hear you just great. What else are you watching when you're talking through Twitch? YouTube. YouTube has been our go-to for a long time. It's been pretty true. I don't think YouTube has given us any problems, honestly. They banned or they removed one of my streams. Professor Goo, a bot sends like this detailed like some sort of Fortnite points you can get message, and I like almost like a promoter. I'm like, I'm gonna skibidi bop, buy yourself some of these accounts or whatever, and then YouTube is like, yeah, you can't do that. Removes my entire stream, completely shadow bans it, tells me no one will ever see it. I go into my computer, I open my OBS, I open my own stream onto my OBS window. I record my own stream through OBS and I re-upload it. I was like, bruh, YouTube. And you know what the worst part is? I thought I was pretty funny. I thought I was pretty funny reading that ad. I was like, that's kind of funny, dude. And then YouTube was like, that's not funny. Oh, you can't do that. Stop it. Stop doing that. Christia too. Thank you again. It only took me 10 years to get my most basic of degrees, but here I am. Jovan, I mean, doesn't matter. You have it now, right? Sure, all of this 10 years. But how about now?
You're not alone in the world either.
Nope.
Many people take that one.
Exactly. You're doing fine. I'm proud of you, in fact. You're an inspiration, Jovan. There is 10 friends watching right now as well. So in this moment, there's 10 on my screen at the same time. You are generating synchronicities. Laughing Tiger, Maxine, thank you for joining us too. Last day, Joe. That's so exciting. What a trip, right? What a trip. That is just how it happens to work. Maybe that's what you've been thinking about her so much, dude. You've been feeling Jovan's whole fractal of like stuff, dude. Literally finishing college. And he legit asked about you 3 times in the last 24 hours.
He's a filthy liar.
Yeah, I did. And
He's a filthy liar.
I was like, is Jovan okay? I'm like, Jovan's fine. Jovan is doing fine. And she's right here with us in the now. No, dude.
Liar.
Jovan.
Liar.
Magical fruit. Magical fruit. Shed a banana. Thank you for joining us as well, Sam. It's nice to have you. Thank you, Shannon. This has been a journey. 2 more tests to go and I can breathe. I saw bars of red, another bar of red. From the middle of those bars of red, a little yellow orb arising, and then flowers emanating off of that as a main shape. Sending you strength. Kartha's here too. I just got home from work for COVID. Yay! You see that? No, that is some strong mindset right there, Kartha. Yes, COVID, but also home from work. Sick. I hope you get better soon, friend. Speaking of YouTube, how come our comments disappear when the stream is over? I don't think it does. Does it? Does it, Joyviv? The comments aren't posted underneath my main stream or the main video. But if you rewatch it, I do think you get a comment bar next to it. I do think so. I might be mistaken, but I've watched my own streams and I've read your comments again. You know, like I do think the comments stay. I'm so proud of you, Joe. I hope you're going to celebrate. I hope so too. I mean, Giovan's whole life is a celebration, to be really honest. We are drawing a mandala here, and when it's over, it gets wiped clean. At least that's what I'm choosing to think. Well, Sam, it's very trippy you say that, because I make mandalas with what you're seeing in this stream right now, literally. After I make my mandala and I post it, underneath it I basically give the way I interpret the fractal of everything that we explored. So yes, we actually do that here every single day. Jovan, you're more of an inspiration than people who do it in the right amount of time. You didn't give up for 10 years and you prevailed. Congrats to your friend. Thank you, Elise Sears, for seeing our friend. Sam, always so wise. All of you friends are. Mr. Marley says, Mr. Merman. I'm tripping out knowing Mr. Merman's name suddenly. Merman is Steve. Steve is Merman. Good luck on your interview this week, friend. You're gonna nail it. Can't wait to smoke that J with you in the Smoky Mountaintops. Dude, I can see it with you. Well, for some reason, it looks kind of painter-esque, you know, green, blue skies, kind of like cloudy, sun, still a little bit high. We're waiting for it to sink down more still. I see it with you. We'll see it together. The comments appear the next day. Yeah, I think it takes some time. Thank you, Shan. No, I've rewatched and the live chat isn't present. That doesn't feel right to me. That feels... Maybe it depends on the platform you do it on. Like every single time I try to review it, I checked it on my computer. So I don't know if there's like a portal difference, like depending on what portal, if it's like a web portal or a cell phone portal or a TV portal, if it changes. They go away till the next day. If you rewatch a stream right after the comments in chat isn't there, try again the next day. Thank you, Shan. Shan, thank you so much for your like we're all of us are right, but Shan is most right now. She knows the most. Gotcha. It's a strange seeing Melty replying to comments that aren't visible. I can't see the conversation. I tried to, and I was like thinking about this from a data perspective. How are we going to do that, Holmes? Will an AI be able to know when I'm reading comments and when I'm responding? Will it be able to use questions as a database for other people asking the same questions, and then it can instantly portal them to the exact place where I answer that question in that context? Possible? Hard?
Everything is possible.
I want to be able to do these things. Imagine, right? Instead of having to watch a whole video randomly when you have a question, you can just find that exact fractal. It already existed. That's the crazy thing about the internet for me. You can take on a new hobby. And then as you embrace this hobby, as you surrender to this hobby, you're faced with new problems. And then you surrender to knowing that you don't know everything, and you go and look up the solution to those problems. And you find that someone else, somewhere in the world, faced the exact same problem that you did, asked the exact same question, came to conclusions, and then you learn from them as well. There is so much strength and so much winning to be gained from surrendering. How was that for a a little thing worth saying, a snippet from the infinity. Tears, mouths got it right. Any moment is one worth celebrating in one way or another. So much love to you, Jovan. So I was thinking to myself, what would Jovan's life look like if she was celebrating, right? And then I was like, Jovan's life just looks like a celebration in my mind, and I want that to be all of our experiences, right? Like how about that for a collective goal for us as a community to live as if life is worth celebrating, right? This water, I love you. I'm seeing. I guess it's probably because I've been exposing myself to them the whole day. I've been extracting flowers. Like usually it's like a 4x4, right? And then it has all of the noise. So I've been extracting the basic shape or a primary shape from the flowers. So I've been looking at a lot of flowers. So every single time I close my eyes, it's just like flowers. Where was I going with this? Celebration? Yes. Oh, sending love to my water, seeing beauty, celebrating my water, celebrating the world that I live in, for giving me this water that I get to drink. It's been raining loudly, like hard, and the inside intention on this joint is also water. I feel weirdly enough, I did set the intention on top of that as surrender, but eventually things surrender to water, right? Think about the Grand Canyon. So much of the earth surrendered to all of that water. Had to let go and became more beautiful for it. You know, they want us for the green joy, they want us for our green cards. You hear that, Christian? Siobhan is like, you want this green card? You want this?
Don't tell me with a good time.
So I've saved some of my favorite YouTube streams from Maltese, and the live chat doesn't appear on the screen. Does it show up in the comments below? I feel you might be watching it on TV, right? I don't know if there's different rules. Like I really don't. I wouldn't put it past Christian, but Melt would crack and wouldn't be able to go through with it. I would probably be, losing my mind, and I'd be truthful with other people. I'd be like, actually, actually, I trip out too much with whether or not I'm being a good person or not. So I can't evil. At least I can try. And then I'm like, wow, am I Satan? Should I be burned? Are people with pitchforks coming? And then I stop eviling. And evil to me at this point is literally just thinking things. Where I'll have like a mean thought about another person. And I'm like, this is not who I want to be. I don't do things like this. Stop it. And I feel just almost like a strict person, right? Addressing my own behaviors, surrendering to the positivity in myself instead of surrendering to the part of me that is cynical, nihilistic. There's a part of me that is uber nihilistic. It's like it knows. It really knows that eventually this form will perish, and it's like, you're tripping out for what? Me and Christian went a little bit deep on that yesterday, and I don't even know if I want to share it. The whole, you can always not do anything.
That's a bit dark.
Ever again. But we choose to do everything always, because that's what it is. That is what we're surrendering to. Infinity, ultimately. You are surrendering to everything, always, and all of the time. And then this internet is exactly that as well. It's like putting up a mirror to our faces. Like right now I have Melty on my TV, and the live chat is going up the right side, as well as on my phone, and you guys are on the bottom of the screen going upwards, the right side. So I think I get what you're saying, but it goes away if you try to replay. There should be a button that's shared up to that says live chat. That button doesn't appear after a live stream till the next day. Thank you for teaching us, and I appreciate it so much. For making sense. Screenshotting that now. Thank you so much. I hate missing out on the stream and morning convos with you guys. You're always here with us, Maxine. Thank you. Thank you for finding yourself present today with us. It's raining here too right now. Nice. It's raining here as well. The other friends are also experiencing the fractal of rain. How cozy does your house feel when it rains outside? No problem, Maxine. I totally understand what you mean. Thank you. Same, Melty, same. It's a trip trying to not react to the thoughts that come through the mind. It is. It is. And there's a surrendering that needs to happen, right? I feel even though we try to fight it, it's almost like you're surrendering those thoughts. You're asking yourself, you're being honest with yourself, like, why am I feeling these things, right? This person that hurt me at one part of my life, why do I have this sense of, I'll show them, I'm gonna do so well that they're gonna feel this way, right? And just coming to a point of awareness that you're doing that and being like, and then asking, why am I doing this? Am I doing this because I'm showing up from a place of love? Right? Is this experience generating more love? And then if I can answer that question for myself, I try to pivot. I try to balance, right? Where I feel like the best way to balance I found is wishing people the best, right? Like even out loud, go, I hope this person that might create some tension in you. I hope this person does well. I hope this person finds happiness. I hope this person has a calm place of heart. I hope this person is abundant. That's a hard one. That's a real hard one to wish for people that have harmed you, especially people that have stolen from you. Oh, goodness. Melida, I hope you're abundant, dear friend. Someone that I worked for in China. Someone that exploited me in China. Oh, goodness. And I hope she's abundant, right? Because she has employees. And if she's abundant, maybe she can pay her employees more. So, I hope she's abundant. I do. I hope she is okay with everything that she's done. I hope that her kid, interesting little kid, is okay as well. There was so many fractals there, bro. I'm trying to see the whole China experience as something that I can also surrender to and wish love for. Right? Because there's a lot of things that I very much did not love in China. So to wish better for them, and I do, right? Like what we've been seeing on social media as of late with the Chinese people rising up for their freedom, for their rights. It brings me joy. It brings me joy to see that people are not standing for this authoritative regime. Like they promote the smoking of cigarettes and the drinking of alcohol widely. It's really popular. It's the only thing that they accept you doing. The only thing. Drinking and smoking. And they do it at the same place at the same time. So every single bar you walk into is like stacked with cigarette smoke. Feels like you're walking into a burning building. And then, that's the place you're supposed to hang out if you're going to have a social life. And then there is a whole medical industry attached to that as well. People getting sick. Instead of allowing people to grow their own consciousness, it's this very interestingly tailored mentality that they're trying to generate. And if I wish anything for China as a whole, is to surrender to their soul instead of to surrender to an authority. Because we all know what's true, right? In the most deepest place of yourself, there is presence. That you cannot be captured if you remember that place. There's freedom in that place. Infinite freedom when you surrender to your soul. This deep place of insight. That's a lot of stuff. Thank you, Shan, for the up, dudes. I appreciate that. No, life is so much more pleasant when you choose to surrender and just be happy. Let go of the things you can't control and believe that everything is happening in divine order. Trust. That's a lot of trust, Shan. Beautiful. You know, coming back to the point we made at the start of the stream, to trust so much that as much as everything is out of your control, if it's in control of anything, whatever it's in control of is taking care of you. Right? Because here you are still, breathing oxygen, not being flung off the earth. So grateful for you guys, as we are for you, dear friend. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Who needs tears? Yeah, Sham. I've been practicing letting go, surrendering and not having expectations. Because I'm living in the end. You're here. My house is freezing because I don't sleep with my heat on. I turn it on after I'm up. Whew. Makes it even harder to get out of bed. You know, you're like really almost like stuck to the inside of your sheets. Last week was hard, so was this weekend, but coming into this space helps me realign and balance, I'm guessing. Thank you for finding yourself here, to spend some time, right? To surrender to unity, to surrender to the infinity, to synchronicity, right? That we might say something in this space that will deeply resonate with you, in serendipity, that you can go out into the world and feel better about it. I appreciate you showing up for love. That's what I'm trying to say. Who needs tears? Thank you for joining us, friend. I think it speaks volumes that we're stopping our thoughts and asking why. And knowing in our hearts that's not who we want to be. So many people get sucked into the negative thoughts. They keep believing it. They keep believing. That's the thing that boggles my mind the most. It's not so much the fact that people get sucked into the thoughts, because that can happen to all of us. We can get sucked into a thought pattern. But then believing it, believing that's the way it should be, believing that's the truth, believing that is okay, even. People can convince themselves of horrific things because they're so convinced. They're so good at acting that they are completely convinced. I need to realize that I can question my lizard brain. It's not always working in my best interest. Nope. No, it's not, dear Connor. It wants to have good thing now. Always.
Good thing.
Good thing? No. Must now. That's lizard brain. It wants the good thing now always. And your ultimate state, right, the cognitive part of yourself, your cerebral cortex, wants good things permanently or long term. Right? Good thing now can be a donut. Good thing later can be personal health. So you have to do exercise now, for example, to get long-term health. And you need to stop eating donut now, also to get the long-term health, where you're rewarding yourself, getting the short-term reward over and over again, begets the long-term negative of bad health, where doing the hard thing over and over again gets the long-term good outcome for life. It's like a paradox as well in and of itself, where you have to surrender to what's hard instead of surrendering to what's easy, which is a paradox, right? It's like we're so trained from a efficiency perspective to take the path of least resistance, that it's hard to do the opposite. But it is good, and you're doing the same. You're questioning. Brother Connor, it's nice to have you here, friend. I hope you have a much better week this week. Tears. I'm always so lovely sharing the space with you. Thank you, friends, for all of the love. Thank you, Shan. Thank you. Are you beautiful fractals? You know you. I have been decent. The weather has been getting to me. I'm done making excuses, trying to take full responsibility for the position I'm in, and believing that I create the reality that I want. You do. right? Here you are creating this reality right now. You are saying your words through me, having me say words to you, through you, having considered where you are, what it is you're doing, and then speaking to you, right? You literally created this reality right now. And you can do the same and more with your own life, interfacing directly with the infinity, because you're interfacing with me as a part of the infinity that you're a part of right now. And that's hard. But realizing that it's all you, and you're the place where it starts from, right? Like the other side of the infinity, it like has a little trying to confuse myself. Like the size of the infinity is variable, right? Like it can go both ways. You can consider yourself infinitely small and useless in the infinity, or you can think of yourself as everything. You can consider yourself the center of the world as the infinity. And realizing that there's a balance, a give and a take, and you're always influencing your reality in that way, you start to take control. You believe in yourself. And I know you do, Connor. I know you do, but it's always like you don't want to. Like you do believe in yourself, but you don't want to believe in yourself. At least that's the way I feel for myself as well sometimes. Like it's almost like we've done so many things, we've experienced so many fractals that we don't want to believe because we think we can't. We think we are unworthy of it. Unworthy of our own love. Being flung off the earth, new fear unlocked. It's actually what I hope for more than anything, Joy Vive. You're like, what did you just say, Melty? No, please let me give more context. I had this whole trip where we're all being held down by, magnetic fields. Like there's massive magnetic fields being generated, and we're like standing in those magnetic fields being pulled down onto the earth, right? So technically, and this is like technically from a perspective of hippie woo-woo-ness, but technically you could generate a vacuum or a vacancy of all of those magnetic fields in a certain spot, which would automatically fling you off of the earth. If you could generate a little portal of like space, where there was no gravity for that space, you would just be flinged off the earth. And you're like, please melt. You're scaring me. No, I'm sorry. So, if there's like someone that like has a knife and wants to stab someone, instead of them getting to stab someone, they just get flinged off the earth. Someone runs with toxic barrels of sludge that they want to dump into a local river, and they get out of their car and they try to put the barrels in, and then flung off the earth. I know that sounds very gruesome, but I feel like people would be very vigilant to love their planet. It's like Mama Gaia ain't having none of our shit anymore. She's like actually yeeting us off of her if we try to hurt her now. Maybe we should stop. Maybe it's almost like she does that anyway. She like slow-mo kills us if we try to kill her. It's just a little bit more prevalent, evident right now. Maybe people would be listening. The whole topic resonates with me, Melty. I'm here for you, after all. Wasteers, right? Like there's nothing here other than you, even as me, dear friend. I love this space. I love you, Joe. Thank you for joining us, Jumpin' Jack. How are you doing, friend? Thought about you lots. Goobert, I am cool. Is that what it means? I am smiley face, glasses emoji. Or smug face, glasses emoji. I am cool. I don't know why, but the more I say that, the less I believe it. I feel like saying I am cool somehow in the cosmic cool counter takes cool points away. How do I get them back, please? What do I? Please, I want to be cool. It makes me think of a conversation that me and Christian jokingly had with one another. He was getting these tattoos on his gaming character, and they were like these wolves, snake wolves. Imagine like runes slash little shapes building up to become these wolves that were like on the shoulder, like coming over the shoulder like this. And I was like, you think I'd look good with tattoos like that? and he says to me, if it'll make you happy, and I look at him and I'm like, I don't want to be happy, I want to be cool. And he just started laughing, and I was like, that was very comical. You're cool, Gabadygoo. Thank you for unlocking that memory in me, friend. I just recently learned how to notice when something is pure anxiety, even when it's extremely hard to get out of that fear. That doesn't mean it isn't anxiety. I feel anxious a lot of the time. I believe that's why I smoke weed. That's why I got into breath work. That's why I started meditating. Because trying to continually do things, distract myself, eat something, listen to something, information into my brain when I feel anxious, it just postpones my anxiety to later. Where I'll still be anxious, but now I'll just be anxious later. So I rather anxious right now instead of anxious later. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you?
Of course it does.
Good, good. Anxious now instead of later. It's okay. It's okay. Surrender to the anxiety sometimes. Be anxious.
When in doubt, give up.
No. Don't give up. But be anxious. Be like, what the hell is happening? Right? And then feel that anxiety as a driving force. Notice how it's pushing you to realize, manifest something. Right? And sometimes we can be anxious with the things we know we should be manifesting, choosing not to. And then instead of like feeling like, I wish this anxiety would go away, surrender to what you should be doing, to what is, again, right? Like, it's a trip. It really is a trip. So much to surrender to. Shannon, you get that pilot light in check? Do let us know, please. Hopefully soon. Gabadygoo, good day to you. Much love, you silly goose. We love you too, Brother Bear. So nice having you here. I have not yet, Joe. Going to see if I can figure it out. See if I can get someone to come and help me. Thank you, Shan. Maybe Google how to get your pilot light on, and then see if you're like willing to go through that fractal. It is called a gut check. We have to remain alert in our stability. Remaining aware of the internal monologue we are experiencing is a good start, very much so. The way that I share that trip with people is in the same way as breath, where you can right now start choosing to consciously breathe. You can do that. And in the same way, you automatically breathe and you can forget about it. You automatically think, but you can also consciously think. You can be like, take a breath of fresh air, as in what I want, what I think I'm capable of, what my hope is, and then breathe out, as in these things don't bother me, these things are not part of me, these things do not define me. In your own head as well. You need to speak a bit louder. I can't even hear, and I'm at full volume properly. I am sorry, Claudia. Apparently, something is a little bit wanky with my YouNow audio. I downloaded like a booster, which is supposed to help, but it only does that much. I'm sorry, Claudia. I'm so sorry that you can hardly hear me. If you really want good audio, go and search this on the YouTube, on the U of Tubes. If you search this on YouTube, you're gonna get like actual proper framing where you get to see my face, and you'll actually be able to hear me, which is also great. But of course, there's no expectation. I know you're on YouNow. You're surfing the fractals that is human beings. So I bid you farewell if you don't want to stay. Love you, friend. Thank you for joining us. My goal is to be stoic and fully aware of the truth of my situation. Life can blind you with the wool of illusions, yet I can choose to be better. Like you said, Melty, I have chosen to put myself down. And I've noticed it. I've noticed how you're good. You're good at telling that story right now, right? And it's not a bad thing. You're good at telling a story, which honestly, in this world, storytelling is going to become one of the most valuable resources that we have. Think about that, Connor. So notice the story, realize that you're telling the story, Realize that you can tell different stories. Get good at storytelling, especially with yourself, because that's where it starts, right? That is where storytelling starts. It's with the stories you tell yourself. If you tell yourself good stories, people will inevitably, you yourself will inevitably begin to listen to you because you're telling a good story. It's a story that is worth and worthy of being listened to. Shanna, if you push the gas line, it might help. Doing this is pretty easy. Just hold down the gas button for like 30 seconds and then wait about 30 seconds for the gas to disperse. I at Fractal. I've never used a gas burner actually. Like we don't have those in South Africa. Self-aware is self-healing. Can only heal wounds that you're aware of, right? You might keep dragging your wounds in the dust and the dirt, having it reinfect all over again if you're not aware and trying to actively pay attention and clean it. Sometimes I ponder why I would choose to not accept my own love for so long, gaslighting myself since I was young. Yet the only thing that is real now, and I must be vigilant in my choice of self-love. I think it's hard. Humility is used to hating itself. Humanity is used to hating itself. That's a beautiful point as well, Sam. I feel at this point in our time of existence, we have had so many, like you're talking about gaslighting yourself. Do you think about the amount of gaslighting we've experienced from the world as a whole? Extreme amounts of gaslighting.
I guess gaslit on a daily basis.
Exactly, dude. Like, you're not doing enough, right? You're a bad person. Oh, did you use disposable plastic today? Oh, you're ruining the oceans. Oh, did you use electricity today? Oh, you're burning fossil fuels. You suck. Oh, did you do this? Did you breathe oxygen? How dare you, right? Like we've been gaslit into hating ourselves as a species. This visceral self-disgust, right? Unwillingness to surrender to the fact that we have done this over and over again. Unwillingness to surrender ourselves, right? To surrender ourselves, to consider ourselves as something that is a part of the earth instead of something that is a parasite on the earth. We're not on the earth. You're in the earth right now. The earth extends far beyond our heads as an atmosphere. And then far beyond that atmosphere is magnetic fields as well. That's keeping us safe from our sun right now. You're in Earth. And we're definitely messing up in some ways, right? On a global scale of the amount of abuse we're putting our Earth through. But at the same time, we're abusing each other. We're abusing the mental health of people. And this is going to show us what we deem important, which things we're willing to surrender for, which things we're going to surrender to. And I honestly believe we're gaining awareness in a way we've never been able to before. You friends have shown me the level of awareness that there is already. The world teaches us to doubt ourselves. We must strive to unlearn this poisonous way of thinking. Beautifully said. I think the competitive world around us has a tendency to bring us to that conclusion tunes. We're changing that. Unity, collaboration instead of competition, wholeness instead of division, love instead of separation. Right? That's literally what we're showing up for, Connor. And you're doing it too. Here you are, after all. The delivery man was trying for at least 20 minutes. He said that's what he was trying to do. Thank you for your suggestion though, Joe. I really do appreciate it, friend. Thank you, Shan, for listening, friend, and for sharing your story as well. Oh my goodness, yes, Mel. I definitely had to learn how to sit with my feelings instead of ignoring them. And I'm definitely one of those people, pleasing, empath type, so it was something I needed to teach myself. Yeah. Same Fractal, dude. Very much the same Fractal.
Shame, Jeesh.
Christian as well. Running away from our feelings only to find them stronger, right? It's like when you run away from your feelings doesn't chase you. Your feelings are right there where you are. Your feelings just starts doing push-ups, gets uber jacked. watching you try and run away from it. Just stands right next to you getting Uber jacked, you know. And then as soon as you stop running, it gets up and then proceeds to beat you to the ground. It's like, oh wait, you finally stop. Starts, and you have to get fought. You have to surrender. You have to surrender to those feelings. You have to just be like, have your ass beat.
Or get strong enough to beat them.
Or, I mean, you can't get strong enough to beat the feelings if you're not willing to get your ass beat by the feelings, dude. It's like the whole, you know, Goku arc, dude. Like, you get wrecked, and then because you're so wrecked, you get stronger. And then you get stronger, and then there's stronger people, and then you get
Until
wrecked.
you go Super Saiyajin
Yeah,
2.
we're gonna go Super Saiyan. So Super Saiyan. I stopped meditating a few months ago. I can feel it affecting me. Do you friends have any suggestions on how to get back into the practice? I'm having difficulty getting back into it. Who needs tears? You're freaking
Lift off.
lifts off. The best way to integrate more meditation into your life is to have a time during your day. Maybe if you drink coffee, right? That's where I do it especially. If you drink coffee, make yourself your cup of coffee, leave your cell phone, right? Leave it somewhere. Go and sit, enjoy your cup of coffee. Sit for as long as you can without any distraction again. No phone, no music, no nothing. You don't have to close your eyes even. Just sit. Enjoy your cup. Be with yourself. Surrender to what is in that moment. And then when you feel you're ready, get up, wash your cup, dry it, and then put it right back where it's supposed to be. Good loop for your brain. It works. Yo, join our Sangha on Sunday. There we go. That's also a good one. We do meditations together on Sundays as well. I do a guided meditation and then a proper like silent meditation for a while. Thank you, Joy V. Meditate with friends. That sounds good to me. I just make meditation part of my daily routine tiers. That's the best way. Find somewhere in your life where you do something consecutively, consistently, and then attach meditation to that. Wendy. I don't know what that means, God, but I love you. Claudia, what? She actually showed up. Wow, it might be just you now issues. YouTube works better. It does. And it's nice to have you, friend. Sorry for my friend's fighter jet plane that he's operating close to the street. I think in my case, it's being more organized with my mind. I need to create extremely specific goals that are not too overwhelming. I've never had a routine. I feel like it would solve a lot. It has helped me tremendously. Because we have a word in Afrikaans called loskop. My head is loose, right? Like I'm a body, and I consider myself solid enough, but my mind is like different realities, different places, different ways of existence, different ideas, different places in the past or future. So finding in my day, right, in the tyranny of time, the tyranny of numbers and the time that is attached to it, the time anxiety, an hour where I choose to do a thing, and then another space where I choose to do another thing. It kind of like gives me something that I can anchor the craziness of my brain to, at least for a while. YouTube friend, okay, I'll remember to join the Sangha. Thank you for these tears. We look forward to seeing you there. Dark moon, warm bath, and white noise, sensory deprivation can help the anxiety, and that comes from feeling scattered. Meditation begins in the body. Begins with the breath. I agree completely, Joe. Thank you. I've been trying to get it daily again, but my mind isn't cooperating like it used to. It doesn't need to cooperate. I feel that's one of the biggest things that is like a misconception of meditation. People believe when you meditate, you sit down and then suddenly you're one with everything. Oh, bliss. Oh, wow. Euphoria.
Not how it works for you?
No. It works that way for you? It goes... And then I notice a pattern where I'm like, And then I'm like, wait a second. Right? That's meditation to me. Like it's the noticing of what's happening and then the noticing of you noticing. But it takes the noticing of the mind. No, 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 this thing and that thing, and I could do this and I could go here. So much of that. Until you find yourself in a place of quiet. And meditating is basically the practice of getting there. Like another beautiful way to say it is meditating is like practicing to be dead. Right? Like alive can be this, and being dead can just be the stillness, quietness, calm, peace with what is, surrender to what is. Please do, Tears. It would be awesome to see you there. Thank you. Are you getting distracted easily, Tears? Hello, Claudia. Let us know, friend. Let us know what brought you here. Like, what is it? Like, and I'm seriously asking this. What is it that made you think, I need to go and check out the YouTube? Because you're the first person from UNA that did that. Right? So I'm curious. I'm really curious. Like, what is it that made you feel you needed to do that? Because I'm flattered. Thank you for taking the time to. I appreciate your effort. Maybe try something to ground yourself first, Tears. Put your hands in the grass. Or in the snow, for that matter as well. Both will be grounding, you'll feel. Also, Tears, find an accountability buddy can help. Or replace a habit with 5 minutes of meditation. Attach a trigger to the action. Like take 10 deep, long breaths when you see a certain number. There we go. I love how all of us friends, who have done the work, have gone through these fractals, are like sharing from their perspectives. Okay, do you have a space to do this in? Somewhere clean and quiet. The worshippers won't come to the temple if it needs maintaining. That's an interesting one. Never heard of them before, actually, Sam. Start back with something small and work your way back into it. Journaling can be a form of meditation. I need to get more routine with that as well. Same! I was thinking for myself today that I really want to get a proper journaling practice into my life again, Jovan. So thank you for echoing that as well in my brain. Being another little note on my shoulder, reminding me of what I could be doing. I love those suggestions, Shannon, Jovan. I think both will help me more move forward with this. I need it so much. Show up for yourself, dear friend. You'll find love, I promise you. At least with this in mind, right? You're going to do these things, but the thing you're going to find is love. Love for yourself, love for your experience, and that's the only thing we can hope for. I think I do need a better dedicated space. Thank you for this feedback, you guys. Thank you for listening, friend, always. It's a good way to start. Self-validation is incredibly important and used somatic meditation. I used somatic meditation to calm and recognize my anxiety and just what is making me feel that way. Self-reflection can only work when you self-reflect. You have to. You have to. There's so much happening always in your life. And we take seconds, minutes, the time we spend in the shower maybe to reflect on it. There's a lot to reflect on, and we don't have nearly enough time to anymore. Journaling coils definitely be what I as a jumpstart what I could use as a jumpstart. Please do. I want to start journaling more as well, actually. I want more journaling books because I have like journal anxiety. Do you have journal anxiety?
Nope.
Yeah, you don't. Like his journal is a mess. You want me to show people what your journal looks like?
It's not really a journal. It's more just a notebook.
I'm not trying to throw shade your way. Like in my mind, a journal needs to only have one type of content in it. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like if I start writing in a journal, I'm only allowed to write in a certain way in a journal. And Christian has like little notes, and then he has like IP addresses. And then he has like what looks like passwords. And then he has like more IP addresses and like
You might want to skip a bit further.
yeah, this was like straight up like you were studying for some sort of you're like giving yourself cheat sheets for some sort of computer code shit. the portals, the fractals that you had to access. And then it goes into more little lists, parallel computing, giving himself more lists. And then it goes into like bars, more storage. And then it goes into poetry, stretching it out, leaving pages unfilled. Like my brain gives me so much anxiety when I start working in a journal where every single line needs to be perfectly and beautifully filled. And I like start building out the fractal in my mind of what I want to say so that I can end up with as little space at the end as possible. I trip myself out too much because I don't have enough journals. I need at least 6 journals, then I can be less trippy about it. Thank you for always being here, all of you. Whether I get back in my space, I force myself to be alone. I make the world stop around me, and then I have to catch up. You all bring me back. We love having you here, friend. Thank you, Connor, for finding yourself here again. Uncle Becky, we were talking about you earlier. Professor Goo sent us 1,000 updates on the you now sign. So much love to you too. Susanna joining us. Love to you, friend. I was just saying to our friends in the yoga a little bit earlier as well how much I enjoyed the Sangha yesterday. Thank you for being a part of that. It's a great suggestion, Melty. A great time to do it. I will integrate all of these suggestions. Thank you for listening, friend. I appreciate your love. Zano, there we go. So much love. I was feeling better. The present time is going to be a low one, I feel. It always is. It always is. And the type of people that we are, we feel even deeper. Right? So not only are we going to sometimes feel bad, but we're going to feel extra bad. But then also we get to feel extra good on the other side of the fractal. I just want to lean into it, surrender to it. Let it be like waves. I know I'm not helpless, but boy does it feel like it. I refuse to take my significant other down with me, but it's hard to pretend to be okay around him. Maybe you don't have to be. Like just tell him his presence, his support, his willingness to help you is more than enough right now. You don't have to be okay for him to feel okay, and you not being okay isn't his responsibility either, right? Like maybe just communicate that to him. Susanna, I feel you're doing well, right? You are doing well. You're still here, you're still present, you're still loving. We just have to continue doing that. Supporting to acknowledge and feel your feelings rather than burying them deep down. Beautifully said. Your feelings can only go as deep as you, after all. Keep poing, Susanna. It'll help keep you present. Christian said something beautiful today about singing and poeming, where if you enjoy doing it, it doesn't matter whether or not you're good at it. Because enjoying something is the act of creating, is the actual creation. I feel like that's one of the cruelest things about depression. Everyone feels like it's their fault. Yep, that is. That's why I said to you as well, like, communicate to him that it's not his responsibility to make you feel differently, but it is his responsibility to be there for you, right? And that he's doing that. He's doing that. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and he's doing okay. I feel like that really is the only thing that you can tell him that's going to help. That's the thing I would want to know. Remember, it's okay to have down days. It doesn't mean all of your hard work has gone down the drain. Remember to be unconditional and loving to yourself during this time. Thank you, Maxine, for echoing that truth as well. So we love you, Susanna. Of course we're going to be supportive, friend. Love you, Connor. Going to head out. Love you. Infinite hugs to you too. My last poem was hella dark. Get it. Get it. Get those dark feelings that are inside of you outside
I write dark
of you.
poetry.
Yeah, most of Christian's poetry is dark.
Hey, not most of it.
Yeah.
No.
Not?
No.
Not necessarily dark, but your poetry is definitely not like, woo! Oh yeah! Woo! That's not your poetry. Oh. Your poetry is more like,
Makes it sound so cringe.
No, it's deep, bro. I'm making it sound cringe because I want it to sound cringe, but it's actually it's actually deep. Your poetry is deep, dude. Your poetry is definitely not supposed to. It's not supposed to be a be a bright light in someone's eyes. It's more supposed to be a beautiful and intriguing object for someone to acknowledge, explore, and then think about. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that's an apt description? Christian is
Yes.
sucked into his jet engine right now. He's getting sucked into the jet engine, friend. Love you, Connor, but not everyone is a banana today. Well, Uncle Becky has a lot of banana merch right now, so I feel like you're very much in the fractal, dear Jovan. Y'all may not know this, but you all visit me in my dreams often, each of you. We are one. I see a pharaoh, Uncle Becky, blue and gold. He had like one of those little snake thingies as well. Yeah. I don't know if that means anything to you about the bear. Unpopular opinion. I don't like journaling. I have many empty journals as my friends and family want me to like journal so bad. Do you not enjoy it, Joy V? Or do you feel like you don't know what you're supposed to be writing? Right? What part of the journaling do you not enjoy? Not that I'm trying to convince you to, just because I'm curious. Sending you a love. I'm a banana. You're a banana. You're a banana. You're a banana. Is Oprah still a thing? Is Oprah still a thing, dude?
Yeah, probably.
I forgot Oprah existed for a second there. And then suddenly, Oprah. My mom used to watch Oprah, dude.
Oprah!
Yeah, my mom actually watched Oprah.
Oh, fuck.
What a fractal, dude. Oh, goodness, my brain is getting melted, dude. Oh, stop it, please. I'm getting flashbacks, Christian, my childhood. Oh, to be honest, if you are enjoying it, it does. If you are enjoying it, it doesn't mean that you're good at it. Yeah, exactly. So many people can enjoy things they're passionate about. Exactly. I agree completely. Joy is important. Yes, she is. I truly. Yeah. Get it. Christian Jet sounds like a white noise or running water. Yes, actually, weird you say that. Weird you say that, Maxine, because when he plays his games and his laptop kind of like ramps up and blows that hard, I close the windows sometimes and then I picture it raining outside. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. That's nice rain outside there. It's not fans spinning up really quickly. Helps. It's so still a thing. Is that should can I not say stuff like that, Joy Beef? I know she's still a person, still existing, right? But I've not seen anything of Oprah's, right? Like is Oprah still making content? Is she still doing the you get a thing, you get a thing? Is she still doing that? Right? That's the thing that I'm tripping out about. Oprah has her own network now. Good for her. Good. She's probably still doing the thing then. Oprah has her own network. Thank you again. You get a banana. You get a banana. Yeah, that'll be ours. Everybody gets bananas. And like this is. I thought we were gonna get tech or stuff. No, bananas. She's less of a big deal than she used to be. I think the whole Dr. Oz thing burned her. Yes, the whole Dr. Oz thing. Yeah. I'm guessing some sort of controversy. I consider myself fortunate enough to not care. Is that patronizing to say?
Sure.
I feel it might be. Not trying to be. It's just I cannot be bothered, unfortunately, sometimes with these. Yeah. It feels orchestrated almost. Nonsense. So much nonsense. Distractions. Imagine the sound of rain. That's kind of like meditation too. I used to do that before I knew what meditation was. Then meditated and then realized I was going to a similar space. How beautiful is that? Right? That you can know how to meditate. You are a meditator, but you just never really understood what it is that you were doing. Beautiful. Thank you for these tears. I hope that, comes to you too, that same space. Surrender to it. Thank you, friends. Thank you eternally for joining me again. We're going to pull a card, see if there's anything for us to know about sacred geometry, what the world has to say. You tell me to stop, Christian?
Stop.
A dude with 11 on his shirt just passed us, and I thought about Toasty and Aiden. Purple, you say? Let's see. Purple. Oh! Yo, Maxine, that's impressive. You clairvoyant, you. That's all purple. That's like legit all purple. This card is completely purple. There's like a little bit of red, and then the rest is purple and white. I literally screamed, "You got it!" Whoa, beats. Yeah. Look at how cool this card is. Peace offerings. Peace offerings. Yo. Thank you. We pulled it upside down, so we'll read that first. But it goes, peace may be hard to come by in your life. Perhaps learning more about non-violent... Christian, listen to what this is saying, oh. Perhaps learning about non-violent communication and the way of the peaceful warrior may help you create a secure space from which to live peace. He literally died in his game and started beating his table in the midst of this as well. Like the universe is trying to fight you. Come on, live peace.
Son of a bitch.
Live peace, Christian.
Son of a fucking bitch.
Live peace and get good. How about that as an adder? I also found that meditation for the self and meditating to try and connect to the source feels different. What a trip. Because I feel it's the same thing as well, right? Oh snap. That card is beautiful. Here's a tip, my dear friend. The first thought is always spirit. The second is your mind. Always goes with the first. There we go. I love NBC. I'll show you one more time. Peace offering before we read the full meaning. Stop focusing on my face. There we go. Look at those eyes. Multiple sets of eyes peering from the infinity, lovingly at you as well. Can't we take a moment to learn to lean into violence? Christian wants to lean into the violence. That's why I keep getting stronger. We have this running joke that in like 10,000 years, we're gonna have to fight each other to the death because we'll both be superpowers and only one can survive. You know what the worst part is? I'm gonna be the one that dies. But I'm giving you my peace offering, oh. Peace offerings, that's the stream talk, that's the card we pulled today. It goes, depicted on this card are vortices of peace doves. Animal card as well, technically, Maxine. Spiraling over a background of dark storm clouds. It's been raining for you, friends, and we got some dark stormy clouds today as well. I actually have a video of yesterday's dark stormy clouds. Whoo, man, more synchronicities. Yo. The hearts are created by golden spirals and form the core of intention held by hands seeking peace. As we view the world events in these times, it is disheartening to hear of war, conflict, and aggression. Many feel powerless, incapable of action, and defenseless in the face of outrage. How can we be empowered? Both quantum physics and metaphysical thought affirm that our intentions create our own reality. Connor, if Connor was here to hear this, yo, no matter how dark it may seem, humanity is evolving. This card symbolizes prayers offered with the conscious intention of peaceful hearts everywhere. You friends. Peaceful hearts everywhere to shift from darkness and fear to love and compassion. It advises you not to lose hope, but rather to live peace in whatever way you are able. By your actions and intentions, you will accelerate the process of creating true peace. Both your prayers and your efforts in the community to actively live peace and support those who are like-minded will aid in the shifting of the balance. In so doing, recognize that you are assisting the evolution of consciousness towards a world in which peace is truth and not solely a dream. If you were anything like me, you went in and out of understanding. Like it already feels like it was too much to hold in our brains. We're doing it, friends. We're actually creating peace on earth. And we're not doing it by trying to fight, by rioting, by fighting each other or trying to drag each other down. Gary Lee, you so nice having you here for this moment, dude. We're going to do it by being at peace, by surrendering into our own souls, realizing that no one can capture you where you are. No one can squeeze from you the awareness that you are. No fear, no worry, no experience of lack can squeeze from you this awareness that you've always been. Gary, brother Bear, I love you. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me too. We have 17 friends watching right now. 7 updates. Shannon, I'm seeing the 177s too. Wait a second. Am I missing some gangster lines? That's the plot of Highland. There can only be one. You guys and your Wizard King battling. Exactly. Shannon knows exactly what we're talking about. Hits hard. This card is so spot on. Beautifully so. Beautifully so. Like really, like I'm tripping out how synchronous. And the fact that Maxine knew it was gonna be purple as well. It's too much for my brain right now. I was just gonna write that joy. In the end, there will only be Melt and Christian on a mountaintop, still trying to be Wizard King. Fighting each other. Fighting each other, you know, like the world is becoming destroyed. But we're both indestructible. Unkillable. What happens when two unkillable forces try to kill each other, dude? Does the world die? Does the universe die, Christian?
Yo, massa fucking boots and katsu! Son of a fucking bitch!
Christian is getting schooled by pixels. Think about that. There's like pixels shifting in latent space. And then he has sound that pairs with those pixels. And then those pixels are actually kicking his ass, and he's losing. He's losing so bad that he becomes vocally disturbed. How about that? This world we live in. Thank you, friends. This resonates. No, you. I freaking love you, Joy. I love all of you, friends. Love this card. Love you too, man. Amen. Amen to you and everyone here. Who's squeezing me? Stop it right now. I'll squeeze you a little bit. I see yellow flower, dark blue, white, light green,
Oh my
triangular,
fuck.
but also kind of like having like smaller triangles overlapping it. So like kind of like 6 geometry, but primary 3 geometry. Thank you, friend, for squeezing me too, for letting me surrender into this space with you. I know that sounds like he needs a break. Christian, you need a break, though? Christian has me cracking up. He makes me laugh too. He gives me hope, honestly, who needs tears. He works hard.
Come here, you son
He
of a
gets
bitch.
schooled. He gets schooled so hard. He got pretty schooled today. It was kind of funny to watch. Because he was
Still alive.
he was booking his own schooling. He was like, universe. And then the universe was like, oh yeah? Oh yeah? Are you sure about that? A breath of peace to all of you. I'll take one with you, and then we'll finish the stream. Maybe we'll do 3. 3 deep, sustained breaths. Love you, Shan. Thank you for the love.
Yeah, fuck you. Get fucked, you son of a bitch.
Thank you. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, friends. Thank you for the love you've shared with me in this space. See you again soon. Breathe peace. Live peace. Violence. No violence. I'm peaceful. I am Zen mode 5000 being so hard right now. Have a good day, friends. Go and love someone else. I appreciate you spending some time here, loving me, and love you too. Recreational violence. Some mild recreational violence. Christian, just to finish the stream off, would you go to that resort in Rick and Morty where you could kill people and there's no consequences? Would you kill me in that resort?
No.
He's
I
lying.
killed this motherfucking fuck.
Are you actually in school that much?
I just killed him, and now I'm running through all of the mines he left behind, bruh.
Mines.
Fucking asshole.
They have mines?
Mines, bro.
Why do they have
Just
mines?
fucking
It's,
left behind.
it's supposed to be the Viking world. Did the Vikings have
He
mines?
just has bombs, bro. This fucking religious zealot cunt.
Christian is so salty. I would so go to that resort, Joy V. I would. Right, and maybe we could, virtually, eventually. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you friends being here with me. Pew, 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 pew. Lol Christian. He's a character in my life. It's beautiful. Try story. 8 friends watching, 8 up dudes. One last thing to listen to. I love you. I'll see you again soon.